to Crafternoon here at the Northborough Free Library. We are so happy that you are going to craft with me, Miss Lindsay, and my good friend,
Miss Carly.
And so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to come to the library and you're going to get your craft supplies. They are going to be around the side of the library, right outside the children's room door. And you'll see them in a bin there that says Crafternoon. So once you pick up your materials, you are going to sit down and craft with us. And it is Dinosaur Week. And so we are going to make some outstanding dinosaur puppets.
Well, technically they're not dinosaurs, Miss Lindsay.
Technically they're not dinosaurs, but they are lumped in with dinosaurs a lot because they do have a lot of dinosaur-esque features.
Cousins, I'd say.
Distant cousins, I think.
Yeah, they lived at the same time though.
Yes, dinosaur neighbors. They are neighbors. So we are going to make some dinosaur puppets. And so the things that you're going to need are scissors, glue, and crayons and or markers. All right, along with your bag of materials that you've picked up from the library. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to take this big piece of paper out. We are going to fold it on the line right in the middle. Right in the... So mine's not quite right in the middle, so you want to make sure that you're hitting it right on that dotted line, okay? Just
or as
close to it as you can get.
So this dinosaur cousin is called a pterodon.
Pterodon.
You've heard that?
Kind of like in Dinosaur Train. Isn't it pterodon in Dinosaur Train?
I think so. So they're going to be really cool. We're making a pterodon line puppet.
Woo! Super exciting. So once you fold it, you are going to cut your pterodon out. Okay? Now, this is you're gonna need some scissor skills. If you're practicing your scissor skills, make sure you get a grown-up's help if you need it, okay? If you're really good with the scissors, then you know what? Just go slowly and carefully and do your best.
The one important thing when you're cutting is you want to cut only on the outside. This part you just folded, you want to keep that without cutting it until we get to the part where we tell you to. So you're not going to cut where that dotted line is, only on the outside here.
Maybe sometime before this, you folded a piece of paper in half and cut out a heart. And you only cut half the heart. And then when you open it, it's a full heart because you have not cut on the folded line. Okay?
Exactly.
If you need a grown-up's help, please get a grown-up's help. All right, so we are going to start cutting. What is your favorite dinosaur, Miss Carly?
That's a good question. Maybe the Ankylosaurus. We were just talking about him in story time today.
You were?
Yeah.
And what makes him your favorite?
His tail is really cool. You guys should check it out. The
What's his tail look like?
Kind of like a club.
Ooh.
What about you, Miss Lindsay? Do you have a
favorite
dinosaur?
Is the Stegosaurus.
Ooh, cool.
I love all those super cool plates on the Stegosaurus's back.
That's really cool.
It's followed closely by a Triceratops, though. I quite enjoy the plant ears.
Very cool.
Yes. So this is some pretty tricky scissor work.
It's not perfect. That's okay.
That's totally okay, because you know what? All dinosaurs are different. But if you need help, be sure to get some help. And if you're doing it on your own, just go slowly and carefully. It's not a race. Okay, so we are cutting. And I like to cut, like, as I'm working, I kind of cut the bigger chunks of paper off so that it's easier for me to turn the paper. So I haven't finished cutting out my dinosaur yet, but I cut this big chunk away so that I can use my hands to turn it more easily.
What a good idea.
So this part that's labeled mouth on the bottom, Miss Carly, is that a separate piece?
That is a separate piece. So make sure you hang on to your scraps after you cut your dinosaur so you don't throw that out But if you do by accident, it's pretty easy to cut. It's going to be a
Yeah.
big, long triangle along the fold.
So
it
once
makes a big, long diamond shape.
Once you cut it out, maybe put it to the side to keep it
Exactly.
safe. So, all right. I'm almost done.
Me
I'm
too.
on the toes, I think. Or the claws. Little toesies.
So you'll end up with a shape that looks something like this. And you set that aside for a moment, and you're going to go back and cut out your mat. That's this piece at the bottom here.
I'm left-handed, so sometimes scissors are a little bit harder for me to use.
Mm-hmm.
But I do my best, and that's all I can ask of myself.
Mm-hmm. Always good to do your best. And then you'll have this tiny piece label mat when you're done.
All right, I
And then
am
we're all
cutting
set with
out
this.
my mouth.
Awesome.
What's our next step, Miss Carly, once we're
So,
finished cutting out our...
My favorite part, maybe your favorite part too, decorating. So you can color in your dinosaur, you can use crayons, you can use markers, you can use the tissue paper squares or the sequins that came in your bag. So add a cool design on your dinosaur. I want to see what it looks like.
Does it matter which side we decorate? Should we decorate the side with the markings on
You know,
it, or
it
the
really
other
doesn't
side?
matter. You can fold it either way. Personally, I kind of want the markings to be on the bottom. So I'm going to decorate the part opposite that. Or you could decorate both sides, right?
You
so
could
you have
decorate
it on,
both
so you can
sides.
color both sides up so it looks really cool.
So I'm going to color one side and decorate the other side.
You know, that was what I was thinking too. I wonder how similar they will look and how different they will look, even though we have a similar idea.
Oh my goodness.
Now, Miss Lindsay, did you know that most dinosaurs, they think they had feathers?
I know. Isn't that exciting?
That is.
So my chickens are very distant cousins to dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool.
Yes, it is.
There's some birds that look like much closer cousins to dinosaurs than the other ones. I don't know. I haven't.
Vultures look a lot like dinosaurs in my brain.
Very much. Have you heard of cassowaries, Miss Lindsay?
I have. Oh.
Doesn't that just look like a dinosaur that's still around?
So if you don't know what a cassowary is, find your nearest grown-up and have them look it up to show you a picture. Or request a book from a library that might have a cassowary in it, and you can learn more about these incredible looking birds.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure they're as close as you can get to dinosaurs today.
They are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that I'd want to meet one in real life, though. Maybe from a nice distance.
From a nice distance, you know. It's always good to see wildlife, but
give them their space.
Sometimes I do not necessarily want to experience wildlife.
That's a good point.
All right, I'm gonna do some light coloring on the side that I'm gonna glue my sequins on.
Cool.
Just so I have a nice base color. And then I'm gonna glue some sequins and some tissue paper on there.
I'm gonna use some of my sequins to be eyes.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Maybe you guys have some googly eyes left over from another project, or maybe you just want to draw your eyes. Whatever you decide, that's totally up to you. Your dinosaur does not have to look realistic. Your dinosaur just needs to be what you want it to be.
Plus, the really cool thing about dinosaurs is nobody's really entirely 100% sure what they look like, because all we have is a fossil, right?
Yep.
So a lot of the organic material is gone. So we just have guesses.
So I'm going to add some sparkly wings. Sparkly wings. I'm just putting a whole bunch of glue on my wings. And then I'm going to take my sequins and I'm going to sprinkle them over my wings. Maybe you have, if your grown-up says it's okay, maybe you have some glitter left over from another project. You could make a
very cool.
disco dino.
Disco dino. I would like to hear that song.
Well, we do love Disco Hippo.
We do. Many of you write a song called Disco Dino. We want to hear it, so it can be
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, there's We Are the Dinosaurs. I don't know a whole lot of dinosaur songs, but
Cuckoo Kangaroo has Dinosaur Stomp. That one's fun. You used a lot of sequins. That looks really cool.
I told you, I'm doing a
sparkly.
disco dino.
Disco dino it is.
Disco
Alrighty.
dino.
So after you finish that, you can move on to your next step. So you'll take the side you want to be your top, and you want to make the V so that it's facing up for your top. So it doesn't matter which side you choose, but this will be kind of like that. And then about midway down the wings, you'll fold it in half and fold your wings down. You can do it so they're even like that, but then unfold it and fold one way and one the other way. So it looks kind of like this. See how it looks like it's got its wings going to the side instead? Now, here's another important part. You're going to go back in and take your scissors, and there's a little slit. Can you see it right there, that little line? You're going to cut a slit for your mouth to go in. So cut there. Just be careful not to go all the way, just enough to reach the end of that line. And then there are 2 dots on the stomach part here, and you're going to cut 2 teeny tiny holes that you're going to use to put your string through. You can also use a hole punch if you have one, but if you don't have one, your scissors work just as well. I'm making more like triangle shaped holes because they're a little easier to do that with scissors. So you'll end up with something that looks like this.
I will be right back.
I think somebody's picking up a craft back right now. Yeah, so I'll keep running here. So you'll have 2 holes in the middle and you'll have a slit. So now you're going to take that mouthpiece you set aside. Maybe you want to add a little bit of color to it, and that's okay if you want to. It's okay if you don't want to, however you want to do it. I'm going to make mine green really quickly on one side and red on the inside. Like maybe that's where its mouth is. Maybe you'll draw some teeth, right? So then you'll take this headpiece and you will stick it through like this, okay? So you might need a grown-up's help for this because it's a little bit tricky, but you're going to slide it right in that hole right there. You're back. We were just putting our headpieces on. After you do it, you just, like I said, you might need a grown-up's help. And you'll slide it in so that one part becomes the mouth down low and one part becomes the head spike, head. I'm not sure what to call it, Miss Lindsay, but it'll look like that. So one part's the top of its head, and then one part is its open mouth.
Whoa, that's so cool.
That is cool. But like I said, it's a little bit tricky. Grab your grown-up if you need them.
Whoa.
There you go. Miss Lindsay is an expert.
Super cool. Amazing. All right, and then we do the little holes, right?
So like I said, I did 2 little triangles, which made diamond-shaped holes.
Made it a little bit easier.
Yeah, rather than cutting a circle, because that's a little tricky. But like I said, grab a hole punch if your grown-up has one. If you're having some trouble, that's an option too.
I might be having some trouble.
That's okay. Miss Lindsay will work on that, and I'll move on to our next step. You're going to have a piece of string or yarn in your bag. And now you're going to thread that right through. Now, if you're having trouble fitting it through your hole, you can make your hole a little bit bigger. Or you could also put a little glue on the end so it's a little bit easier to get it through. So you're going to thread it through one hole. So go up through the bottom, come out the top in one hole, and then you're going to go back through the top, back to the bottom. Just like that. So you'll have one end here, one end there, and you're going to tie a knot. Maybe you want your grown-up to help you with your knot. That's okay too. So you tie one knot there. Then you're going to take the other side and you're going to tie it to your popsicle stick. Now,
so should the knot be on the top or the bottom of the dinosaur?
You know, it really doesn't matter. I liked my knot on the bottom, but then he's kind of doing a dive like that. You could also spin it around and have it come out the other way if you've done it like I just said and you'd rather do it that. So then you can just spin the yarn back up through the top. It really doesn't matter. So if you wanted to flap this way, like that, but the other way around if you wanted to do a nose dive.
Cool.
And then tie it to your stick. Now you might want a piece of tape for this part to hold it in place. Otherwise it might slide around some, but it's also okay if that does it because you can just tie it back on.
Yep.
Or you could put a little dab of glue to try to keep it in its spot, but you'll end up with something that looks like this.
Cool.
And it'll fly around and you can do that. So yeah, if you have it the one way, it'll do that. You can try to make your knot a little more centered to see if you can get it to sit a little flatter like that. You can trim your extra yarn too if you want it. And you can, I can hear I'm going, trying to go see their dinosaur cousins.
Outstanding. My disco pterodon is ready to fly.
Very cool, Miss Lindsay.
Outstanding. Oh, and I love yours. The stars. It has
star
red eyes.
wings.
Mine doesn't have eyes. I didn't put eyes on mine yet.
That's
And that's okay. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed crafting with myself and Miss Carly this afternoon. Don't forget that it is also Wizarding Week here at the Northborough Free Library. We got 2 things happening, and it's outstanding. You can have your grown-up fill out a special limited edition Hogwarts surprise book bag based on your Hogwarts house. And don't forget to join us for Harry Potter trivia this Friday at 1 p.m. You can sign up on our website. It's super exciting, and we hope to see you soon. Bye, friends.
Bye.